information station has originated its Friday morning show live from our downtown Shelbyville studios. Tune in on AM or FM or online every Friday from 8:40 to 10. Brought to you by these great sponsors.
The Sarah Bush Lincoln Shelbyville Clinic and its network of specialists throughout Central Illinois is proud to be the title sponsor of the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show each week.
WTIM. Good morning, Central Illinois, and welcome to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, and Oak and Eat Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and we're stepping away from specifically the Pana Nokomis area for this first interview this morning. That's because you may want to mark your calendar for this coming Thursday, March 5th at 7 p.m. There will be a debate held over at the Pillars in Taylorville, and it features the Republican candidates for Christian County Sheriff. That's because that primary is coming up on March 17th, exactly 2 weeks away, and you have an opportunity to hear about the candidates. And moderating that debate is Judge Ronald Spears, and he joins me in studio right now. Judge Spears, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you in. So yeah, I mentioned the date. What are some of the details about the debate that folks should know about?
Sure. Well, thank you. We're really calling it a candidates forum. In that we're not really having them go back and forth at each other, but we're having both of the candidates answer specific questions, questions that are important to the voters. You know, this is America 250th year of the anniversary of the founding of our country, and we then after a decade or so had a constitution, and we call ourselves a republic. But the word democracy is used a lot, and so what this Meet the Candidate Forum is really about is allowing people to meet the candidates for very important positions, two in particular, the circuit judge position. There are 4 candidates for the circuit judge position vacancy. The vacancy was caused by Judge Doug Jarman from Shelby County retiring. And then, of course, we have the sheriff's vacancy, another very, very important position that came about as a result of the retirement of Sheriff Kettlecamp. So we talk about elections and we talk about a democracy, and we like to talk about our rights, and we do have the right to complain, but we also have the right, we have duties with those rights, and those duties include voting. I would also say jury service, but 2 of the important rights are voting and jury service. The right to vote also implies with it the duty to inform yourself about the candidates. And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes they're all in one location, or sometimes they're in separate locations. We can go on websites and we can read about them. But this forum that we have provides an opportunity for the public, either in person or through streaming or on the radio, or screaming, I guess, too, or on the radio, to listen to the candidates and form their own opinion about it. And so that's what we're doing here. The Optimist Club International, part of the mission of the Optimist Club is to provide an active interest in good government and civic affairs, and also inspire respect for law. You may recall every year we do the Respect for Law banquet, where we honor all the law enforcement people in the county. And so we have 2 very important positions. We have many important positions coming up in this election, but 2 of those are circuit judges and also the county sheriff. And so that's what this Meet the Candidate Forum next Thursday night will focus on. This Thursday night we'll focus on, and we hope that we get a big turnout, both live and also watching and listening.
Yeah, so looking forward to that happening on this Thursday. Let's see, I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this next. So how did you end up as the moderator?
Well, I've done this before, and you know, one of the things that I've done over the years is a lot of public speaking, so it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers some people. As you know, this isn't easy sometimes to have to speak. And so I volunteered for it because I believe in our country. I believe in democracy. I really am passionate about this vote. You know, I don't think we've ever had an elected official that gets 50% vote of the American people. And why do I say that? Because we don't even have 100% or anywhere near 100% of eligible voters that have even registered to vote. And so of that percentage that are eligible to vote, what percentage do you get to even turn out in an election, especially sometimes in primary elections? So you may have, even if they claim they had 60% of the people that voted, that may be less, 25 to 30% of the actual people that could vote. And so, if we're going to have a democracy and if we're going to be accountable for our elected officials, it's incumbent upon us to become informed and to vote. That doesn't seem like too hard of a task. And especially since it's been made so much easier by early voting. I was at the clerk's office yesterday and there were people able to vote. If you need an absentee ballot, if you need, a lot of different means to be able to vote, plus going to the poll on March 17th. So my encouragement is get out and vote, and not only get out to vote, but become an informed voter and make an important decision for the future of the county.
And it sounds like this candidates forum that is what you're calling it. It sounds like a good way to find out about the sheriff's candidates. Now, you also mentioned the race for the circuit judge, kind of in the context of that forum. So, are those candidates also going to be at that forum?
Yes.
Okay.
The first part of the Meet the Candidate Forum will be the 4 candidates for circuit judge. Now, a lot of people don't understand about circuit judges. Christian County is part of 9 counties that form a judicial circuit. It's the 4th judicial circuit. Those counties are Christian, Clay, Clinton, Effingham, Fayette, Jasper, Marion, Montgomery, and Shelby. I know how big this circuit is because sometimes when I was assigned in one of the southern counties, I could drive 85 miles one way to get to work in the morning. So it's one of the largest geographical circuits. And so we have 12 circuit judges. Each county has 1 resident circuit judge. In Christian County, that's Judge Paisley. And then in addition to those 9, there are 3 that are called at-large circuit judges that can be voted on from and run from any of the counties in the circuit. The position that's now vacant that's going to be filled is an at-large circuit court position. It could run from any of the counties. And that's only for the initial election of the judge. And the counties that the judges that are running from, it's interesting. We have 4 candidates. When there was a vacancy for the position, the Illinois Supreme Court, depending on when the vacancy comes up, can decide to fill the vacancy. And that vacancy remains filled until the election, until the person that wins the election is sworn in. And in this case, the Illinois Supreme Court decided to fill the election, and the Supreme Court appointed one of these candidates, Wesley Gosia, to fill the vacancy.
Yeah.
And so Wes Gosia is going to be one of the candidates. He has to now run, and anyone can run against him, and 3 candidates are running against him. Philip Givens, which is the Clay County State's Attorney, Aaron Jones, that's the Effingham State's Attorney, and Brenda Mathis, the Fayette County State's Attorney. So as you see, you have people from around the circuit that are seeking this position, and with Judge Gosia being, of course, from Salem. So the judges are elected the first time. As I say, the circuit judges have to run in all 9 counties the first time. After they're elected, judges then are retained, circuit judges, every 6 years. And that's the retention vote that you see on your ballot where it says, should Judge so-and-so be retained? And the judge has to get 60% of the people that vote on that issue to say yes to be able to be retained. But no, there's not a further election where that judge can have some other person running against them. It's just for retention. Another important job that the circuit judges do is they elect the associate judges. There are 7 associate judges. Oh, by the way, we have one of the 3 circuit-wide judges that lives in Christian County. That's Judge Atterbury. The other important thing that circuit judges do is they elect associate judges, and those judges serve a term, and then they're reelected by the circuit judges. They have to be retained by the circuit judges. So in addition to their judging duties, another important job that the circuit judges do is select associate judges. We have an associate judge from Christian County, that's Judge Frisch. So we have one of each of these types of judges, full circuit, circuit and associate that reside in Christian County. So these are very important positions. Of course, you have to be a judge. When I first came on the bench years ago, it was only in the 60s that they passed a law that you had to be a lawyer to be a judge. We actually had, people that were, they were good people, had wisdom. They weren't lawyers. And so after the judicial code was amended, they required people to be lawyers to be judges. And so the ones that were not lawyers were given a chance to go back and get their degree and continue to serve. So obviously I know the importance of the circuit judge position, and I hope that people will avail themselves. Each of the 4 candidates are going to be given 10 minutes or so. If you give a lawyer the mic, you're always at risk here. You're finding that out today. But to tell a little bit about themselves, and as I told them, they're able to make their closing argument to the people about why they should be selected. Now, there's the criteria. How do you evaluate a judge? Well, the way that they're evaluated in the polling that's done about judges is on their integrity, their impartiality, their temperament, their legal ability, court management. But that's very hard for members of the public to evaluate because they're hopefully not in court that much. Most people don't want to go to court at all, right? So in order to see if a person has, a good temper or is a reasonable person or is making wise decisions, it's a little hard to evaluate. But at least you can get a gauge of the person. You can, ask people that people that have appeared in front of that person, people that have appeared in front of these state's attorneys, and get some sense of it. So that's the judicial piece of this. They're going to go first. They're not going to be asked questions. They're just going to be given 10 minutes each to state their case. After that, then we're going to have the 2 candidates for sheriff. And I want you to know that the questions were how the questions were formed. Yeah. I consulted with other law enforcement authorities within the county, the police chief, the current sheriff, other members, retired officers, and so forth. I also conferred with judges about what kind of issues come up. Yeah. And so I also didn't want to have somebody frozen. Yeah. It's not a debate in the sense of who's the better public speaker. What I want the public to be able to know is their informed answers to questions that I found to be important. And so I've sent them each the questions. I sent them the questions 1 week in advance. Okay. So nothing's going to get sprung on anybody. Yeah. Nobody's going to, panic because they didn't know what was going on.
Okay. We can talk more about that. And this is really good discussion. Everything that you've shared with us today, Judge Spears. I do want to take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll continue this conversation with Judge Ron Spears, who is moderating the Candidates Forum on Thursday night. This is part of the WTIM Pena Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Does your bank offer rewards on qualified signature-based debit card purchases? If not, then we need to talk. Hi, my name is Julie Sanchez with People's Bank and Trust. Join the growing number of our customers who are earning cash back on all qualifying debit card purchases. You already use your debit card. Now make it work for you with Save by Spending rewards from People's Bank and Trust. Earning rewards is as easy as shop, sign, and save. Call 888-PBT-1954 and find out more about our Save by Spending rewards program today. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Brian at Bob Writings in Pena here to tell you about our awesome specials. With over 1,100 vehicles to choose from in our family of dealerships, there's something for everybody. We have a fresh fleet of Jeep Wranglers here. We have Sports, we have Saharas, we have Willys, and we have Rubicons. We have entire truckloads of Pacificas arriving, all under $40,000. We have new Ram trucks with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. You can shop us online at bobwritingspena.com.
Compare with us, stay with us, we're close today.
You enter the courtroom, you deserve a judge who listens and applies the law fairly. I'm Judge Wesley Gozia, Circuit Court Judge in the 4th Judicial Circuit. I've spent my legal career representing people from all walks of life and now serving our communities from the bench. I'm committed to fairness, integrity, and accountability. I respectfully ask for your vote.
Hey DQ fans, get big summer flavor in every bite of the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu, featuring new mixing bowl mashup made with brownie batter, chocolate chip cookie dough pieces, and world famous DQ soft serve. Not to mention the new dip strawberry cheesecake blizzard treat and more. Make this summer sweeter than ever with the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu for a limited time only right now at DQ. Happy tastes good at participating locations: 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
Nicole Patrick here, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the Lady Tornado student athletes that represent our community by being the exclusive sponsor of the ILSportswire.com Taylorville Lady Tornadoes Player of the Game this school year. At the end of each game, a Lady Tornado will be selected to receive a certificate for being named our Player of the Game, and they'll be featured in a highlighted reel on the ILSportswire.com social media platforms. Best of luck to all the girls' teams this season, and go Lady Tornadoes!
WTIM. Welcome back to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings Pana, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm Reed Kamai, and we're branching out a little more broadly in Christian County for this first conversation with Judge Ron Spears, who is going to moderate the candidates forum coming up on Thursday night at 7 at the Pillars, as they'll be talking to candidates in the Christian County Sheriff's race and the circuit judge race. And what I'd love to know, kind of, Judge Spears, is sort of what you, what folks can expect from you in terms of like your moderating style and kind of how you'll be handling things.
Sure. Well, of course, the star of the show are the candidates. My role is to keep things moving smoothly, to be on time, to give candidates every opportunity to express themselves to the people. The one thing that I'm not going to do is allow inappropriate comments to be made. I think we have to have some civility in our discourse. We have to be able to talk to each other about important things and not in a yelling, screaming sort of way. So I don't anticipate any problems with any of that. I managed a courtroom for over 23 years here. I don't have contempt authority anymore, but I think everything's going to be fine in that regard. I wanted to say, in addition to coming to the Pillars, I wanted to give a shout out to Tommy TV and other sources that they can either listen to it or watch it. And we have an amazing thing going on with our young people at the high school, and they're excited about coming in and being involved in the democratic system. A lot of those will be voting for the first time, seniors, and so I think they're excited about that, and we want them to get in the habit of becoming informed citizens and getting out to vote. So we look at this as a great opportunity for people to exercise their right to gain information. And then we want them to exercise, of course, their right to vote.
Yeah, that's another big part of it as well. And so we've got all of that coming up. So with about a minute left, is there anything else you want to highlight from the many papers sitting in front of you, as I'm sure you're used to as a retired judge?
It's dangerous to invite a lawyer to speak, but I also want to tell you that I stopped at the county clerk. They do a great job, during elections. What a job it is to conduct our elections and all the work that goes into it. And I picked up sample ballots from both the Republican and Democratic primary ballot. And it's amazing to me how many of these really important positions, I don't know any of these people. And so I've asked the public to become informed, and I'm going to have to follow my own advice. And I need to go online. I need to find other resources because, our United States Senator, our Congress people, our local officials, county officials, and ward precinct people, These are all very important positions in a democracy.
No, they are, and taking a look at that, and of course, voting is a big step in all of that. Judge Ron Spears, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me,
and thank you for listening here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. We'll have more coming up in about 10 minutes' time, so please stay tuned.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.
96.1 FM Taylorville.
107.5 FM Shelbyville.
107.9